What's up? It's Martin here, and today we're going to be answering some of the questions that you sent to us through Instagram, Facebook, or whatnot. And today I'm joined by Marisa, and she's also a first year medical science student going on to second year. So we're in the same graduating class, and we're going to try to answer the questions the best we can. Part one was on Marisa's channel, so this is part two to our little Q&A series that we have. So without further delay, let's get right into it. So our first question is, what courses do you recommend for electives in first year of med sci? And what are your thoughts on that?
We kind of talked about this in my video too, but I took Spanish and didn't enjoy it, so just find something you enjoy. I think a lot of, like you did this too, is take psych.
Mm-hmm. A lot of med sci students first year take psych because we're like, preparing for the MCAT. Or
because psych is a component on the MCAT.
That's one of the 4 sections, psych and soc, of the MCAT. But honestly, I don't think that it's super necessary to take psych first year, because for one, you can study the psych and soc section on your own time. And I just suggest that if you were trying to maintain a high GPA, that you actually study something that you like.
Yeah, I feel that. I think in general, when you're choosing electives, just choose something that you would enjoy. You can try and get that B credit and the things that you need to get done by the end of the year, but honestly, you'll get that done eventually. I think it's just important to do something you enjoy, because then you can get better grades in it.
The second question is, are there any professors we should avoid? Were there any professors that you love? And could you show us what your first year timetable looked like?
Oh, okay.
And wait, there was one more part to that question. What the heck? What are some clubs that you joined in first year? Why are there so many questions in that one question?
It's okay. Okay, so professors we should avoid. Right off the bat, I'm already thinking of physics.
But then there's really not
there's nothing we can do about that one, because there's only there weren't any other sections. I don't think there was only
that was the only professor for physics, so it's kind of hard to avoid the quote unquote bad ones.
Yeah, I think something that you can do is calc. There's so many different calc professors, and some of them just suck. Which one did you have?
I had Gobernpour. He's some Persian guy.
What's he? Oh, not good.
He was okay, but I didn't go to class that often after the midterm. So.
Yeah, same with me. I actually did AP Calc in high school, but then I didn't take the AP exam because I thought that I would have to redo it anyways. But I don't know. I should have done the AP exam. But I had Herring, and he was this young guy. I'm pretty sure this was first year teaching. It was not good, and he was all over the place. And he had to write on one whiteboard, so he'd write out all his notes really fast, and then he just erased them all without anyone copying it. And we're just okay, it was just not useful. So I think choosing a good prof, you just have to go and rate my prof, to be honest. I feel like that helps a lot.
And were there any professors you loved? That was the second part of the question.
That's a hard one. Do you have any you loved?
I think Atkinson for psychology was pretty good. I enjoyed his.
I heard about her. Yeah. The Spanish profs are all really nice. I think they're all just really nice, and they understand that you're not really doing it to learn Spanish. You have to get that credit. But I actually kind of like Nikki and Beth. Not gonna lie, I don't know.
Yeah, I like Beth, and then I thought Nikki was annoying at first, but then I got used to her.
Oh, but then Maxwell came along, and we were fuck, flex. I loved her. Nikki was so much better, but I don't know. I liked Beth, but that was Beth's last year was with us.
Yeah, that's last year.
Oh, sorry, guys.
But Nikki's still teaching next year, so it's all good.
Yeah, I didn't mind Nikki. I think she was annoying at first. She just yells a lot, a lot. But besides that, they're all. Yeah, first year, I feel you don't really get to know your profs as well.
Definitely not, because the class is so big.
Yeah, so you only really get to know the prof if you go up and ask questions. You try to get to know them. So I don't know.
And as for timetables, we'll probably put it somewhere on the screen.
Yeah, I'll send you mine. But yeah.
And what are some clubs that you joined first year?
I actually didn't join any. Did you?
Oh, I joined the Western's Dragon Boat Club and some Asian Christian Fellowship Too bad there's no summer season for Dragon Boat because COVID and
Yeah,
stuff.
I know. My little brother does Dragon Boat out here. Like they went to nationals. Their team's really good, but his season completely got canceled too.
Yeah, there's no nationals, there's no races.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I was just trying something new. I never Dragon Boated before, so I mean, university is a time that you can try new things. So.
Yeah, exactly. I think when Clubs Week came around, me and like my friends, we signed up for a lot of clubs, and then we never ended up like going through with them. I think for us, or like for me and my roommate, at least, since we both came from BC, we had so much other stuff going on, and like first year and like moving out, so overwhelming that we like it felt like too much to take on another club. So we didn't end up doing that. I think I want to join another club for next year, but I mean, I don't know if that's even going to happen because
no, it's completely understandable because like in my other videos, I talked about this, like, otherwise you're going to tank in school and you're going to get stressed even more.
Yeah. Like in the end of it, like obviously you want to put school first and prioritize it. But I mean, I think a lot of clubs that like my friends joined from home are like the Asian culture clubs. There was
those
like Cha and what's the other one? I can't remember. There's a lot of them.
Kaiza, CSA.
Yeah, so there's a lot of culture clubs. I mean, they have it for like other cultures too, but I mean, a lot of people have made like really good friends from that, but I did not join any.
I just heard it's like a lot of social gatherings, like parties and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's like social clubs and then like academic clubs and that type of stuff. So
yeah,
there's a lot.
So it's just whatever you're down for. Like look for it in Clubs Week and talk to people about it.
Mm-hmm.
Next question is, how much do huge classes in first and second year negatively impact your learning? Did you find that it did?
I don't think it did. I feel like if anything, because it was bigger, like in my bigger classes, I could easily find more help because a lot of people were experiencing the same thing. What are your thoughts?
I think for me, like if the class is bigger, you're gonna have to try to be a little bit more independent because there's only one teacher and like a few hundred students instead of one teacher and like 30 students or something like that. So
yeah, exactly.
There is help as long as you look out for it, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's all like kind of up to like it's all kind of in your hands. I feel like like you just have if you feel like you need it, you have the tiniest inkling that you need help, then you like have to go find it. Otherwise, you literally fall behind.
Yeah, and it happens pretty fast. So
yeah,
look for help if you like the moment you don't understand something. Like for example, your train of thought is like a car on a road. Once you go off the path, just gotta
exactly.
Come for help.
Yeah.
And the next question is, are clickers mandatory? If not, what is the benefit?
Okay, so I think in all of our classes, I think clickers are mandatory, and it's not necessarily for grades. Sometimes it's just participation.
I think a little bit of a misconception because like clickers were actually like something you had to buy, but now it's for our program at least, it's on your phone as an app. So in the case of being mandatory, it's a lot more accessible in that case.
Yeah.
You don't need it to pass the course. Like one of my friends just went to my class instead of his own and he still passed without passing the clicker. So
yeah, I think clickers are more for like checking that you're following more than like, testing your knowledge. Yeah.
So, and it doesn't matter if you get it wrong or not because it's just participation, as you said earlier.
Yeah, exactly.
And the next question is, what module are you planning on taking? And what?
You want to go first?
Okay, sure. I'm going for the physiology and pharmacology module because you are too?
Yeah.
Why?
You go first.
Okay. Physiology, that's something I'm pretty interested in because
I think a lot of people like the physiology part more because that's like more of like the actual like body systems, body parts. Like it's less like micro.
A lot of the reason why I'm in the scientific field is because that's what I'm interested in, like the physiology portion.
Yeah, I think like when I was applying for schools, I applied to like med sci programs, or, like science programs, and I also did kin because I thought that was something I wanted.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, okay, there you go. Because I don't know, like it's more like easy to look at than like the tiny little things like that. Yeah.
I mean, it's also because like the first 2 years you don't get to do anything like
practical
anatomy related, I guess, because first 2 years are kind of general science. So like I really want to get into it as soon as possible. So
yeah, exactly. Phys and Pharm though is like one of the highest averages. So
I mean, I think we can do that.
Yeah, we'll try. But yeah, I mean, I think I have a couple backups. I can't remember what they are at the top of my head. But
probably just Phys separately,
Yeah.
farm separately.
Yeah, literally. But I mean, yeah, there's like, I don't really know what IMS is, to be honest. I don't get it. Like, what? It's just like the difference of not doing a thesis or something, right?
Oh, I mean, don't you need like a couple of essay credits to graduate anyway? So doesn't that help?
That's what I thought. I was like, it's like pretty much the same amount of work, but you get like less of a thing. I don't really get it.
I mean, I'm interested in writing a thesis eventually, so
Yeah. So
that kind of helps. Oh, and as for the pharmacology part, in high school I was interested in doing pharmacy, but like I did it as a co-op, and I kind of got bored because it's just pill counting for the most and working on a computer, and not so much with patients. So, like a glorified cashier type of job.
yeah.
I know it's true, but like
Yeah.
I'm still interested in like how the drugs work, like the mechanisms. So I guess
Yeah.
2 areas that I'm interested in.
Those ones are like tied together too. It's just because it's like this body systems and how it moves through it. But it's like, I don't know. There's so many. I was looking at them the other day because I was trying to course plan, but like, goddamn, it's stressful.
And the next question is, what's the difference between Health Sci and Med Sci, and which one prepares you better for the MCAT?
Did you apply to both?
No, I didn't even know Health Sci existed.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I applied to both. I guess I can kind of talk more about this then. I chose Med Sci just because it was, I just like the more like the modules in it more, which I think is what I tell a lot of people when they're choosing between two programs is like look at the modules and what courses you'll actually be taking. Health Sci is like pretty much you take the same courses, but they're like easier and you have more electives, right?
Mm-hmm. And it's more like social science focused instead of the actual line mechanism.
I thought of it like when I was choosing like that Health Sci was more like the global development part of like, yeah, and like the people behind the scenes of like hospital
ethics, policies, stuff like that, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And as for which one prepares you better for the MCAT, I really can't say for that because one, we haven't taken the MCAT. But two, I'm pretty sure that most people don't just go into the MCAT without studying or like by themselves. They don't just go in with knowledge just from taking courses at university, right? So
yeah,
a lot of it is self-prep.
Mm-hmm. I think like, I mean, med sci like physics is a mandatory part of it. So I mean, if you're gonna learn physics in physics, then maybe that's more helpful. But like in general, you have to like self-study physics or everything, no matter what. So
yeah, and I don't think med schools look at the two programs any differently. Like the time you can take any program and still make it.
Yeah, into med school. Yeah.
And the next question is, do you wish you had more elective flexibility? And this question is pretty much on the fact that we only have 1.0 credits of elective first year. So it's pretty much a set schedule besides one credit.
Yeah. Yeah. I think like, I mean, it'd be nice, but to be honest, I don't know what other courses I would take.
Yeah, me neither. I think this question is more focused on whether or not taking med sci would close any doors if you decide that going to med is not the right path for you in the future.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I feel like I honestly don't know what other courses I'd take. Like even now with like us taking like courses over the summer and having to fill that 5.0 credit per year, I'm like still like trying to figure out what I'm filling it with, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I just think that if you were to switch career paths, like we're young, so we think 2 years is a huge deal, but
yeah,
when we're old, it's
really not
that much.
Yeah.
So don't worry about it too much and just go with what you be interested in, I guess.
Yeah, I agree.
And we're going to talk a little bit more about housing related or social life questions. First question is, what ways do you find it best to keep a social life and meet people if you're not living on res or have lots of schoolwork to do?
I mean, I think clubs, if you're not living in res, but also just like, I mean, we met a lot of our friends through like bio labs too. Like afterwards we'd like meet up with them. We're like, oh, like, are you going out this weekend? Or like, what are you doing this weekend? That type of thing. Or like studying together. But I mean, I feel like it's a lot on you to like put yourself
out.
Yeah.
If you're not living on res, it's a bit harder, but it's not impossible because they give you a lot of opportunities to clubs. There's so many clubs at Western because we're such a big school.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Labs, they actually kind of set us up to have like a little bit of a network within the science program.
Mhm.
So because in bio you have 3 other group mates and they're different each semester. So
Yeah.
that's 6 people already. And for physics, you'll have a lab partner and also chemistry. So that's another 2 people for each of those. So you'll at least know 10 people.
Yeah, there you go.
Of course.
The math. Okay.
And the next question is, what is it like being a person of color, specifically Asian?
I mean, yeah, we can only speak for like being Asian, but like I'm full Chinese.
Yeah, I'm Chinese.
Yeah. But I don't know. A lot of people ask me this question, and I think it's strange for me because I mean, in Vancouver, being Asian is like pretty much like the majority. I don't know if it's like that where you're from, but so like going to Western, I was like, okay, there's gonna be a lot of white people, and to be honest, all my friends are white, so I don't really know what happened, but yeah.
For me, like I'm from Markham, and in this area, like in this neighborhood, pretty much everyone in my high school is also Asian. So like,
yeah,
we're basically going into Western. It wasn't really that big of a shock because a lot of people from my high school went to this school for this program. So I knew like a couple of people that I went to high school with, even though I wasn't that close with them in high school. I'm closer to them now.
yeah,
So
yeah, and I don't feel like I felt any like direct racism.
yeah, me neither.
Like if anything, I think maybe like sometimes if I'm like meeting new people, they think maybe I don't speak English. I get that sometimes.
Really?
Yeah, really. I remember in the beginning, like a week, I would walk into like a res party or like walk into like a group of people and I'd start speaking and people would look at me weird and they're like, oh, like your English is so good. And I'm like,
yeah. I mean, for me, like when I walked into a lecture hall, people started speaking Mandarin to me. So
you understand?
I'm Cantonese.
Yeah, I don't speak any Chinese. So I don't know. No one's ever like gone up to me and spoken because I think, I mean, all my friends are white somehow. So yeah.
So in the end, it's not too big of a deal. I mean, if you approach things with an open mind, like.
Yeah. I think no matter where you are, there's going to be like some, like, I mean, sometimes there'll just be like stereotypes that kind of annoy me, but it's nothing big.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, there's so many culture clubs too. So like, if you're looking for that community, there's always that community.
And yeah, usually people are trying to be nice for the most part, unless they're having a nice day.
Yeah, exactly. I think usually people are nice. So like, it's not really something I would stress about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's about it for the questions that we have for this video. And if you haven't checked out part 1 yet, what are you doing? Yeah, that's about it for this video. Remember to smash that like button and hit subscribe with post notifications on so you can see content like this. And that's it for us. Bye.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, okay, cool. Fine. That makes sense too.
Yeah. Okay, wait, why is this still recording?
Oh.